A motivation letter to someone dealing with a broken heart. Dear friend, if you are reading this while carrying the weight of a broken heart, I want you to know that this letter is for you. It is for the version of you that wakes up and immediately remembers what happened. It is for the version of you that stares at old messages, replays conversations, wonders what went wrong, and struggles to imagine a future that does not include the person you loved. It is for the version of you that feels exhausted from trying to be strong while carrying pain that nobody else can fully see. A broken heart is one of the most difficult experiences a person can face. It can affect your thoughts, your sleep, your confidence, your routines, and even your sense of identity. It can make a familiar world feel unfamiliar. It can make a crowded room feel lonely. It can make a bright day seem gray. Many people underestimate heartbreak because it cannot be measured with a cast, a bandage, or a medical scan. Yet emotional pain can be just as real and overwhelming as physical pain. If your heart feels shattered, if your emotions feel unpredictable, if you feel lost between memories of the past and uncertainty about the future, your experience is real. Your feelings are real. The first thing I want to tell you is this. The relationship ended. The person left. The future you imagined changed. The story took a direction you did not want. Those truths hurt, but they are still truths. And the sooner you stop fighting the fact that the chapter ended, the sooner you can begin writing the next one. You might feel as though you lost not only a person but also a dream. That is because heartbreak is often the loss of multiple things at once. You lose routines, you lose plans, you lose expectations. You lose a version of the future you had already started living inside your mind. That is why healing takes time. You are not simply grieving a person. You are grieving possibilities. Be patient with yourself. You are processing more than you realize. Some days you will feel strong. Other days you will feel like you have made no progress at all. That does not mean you are failing. Healing is not a straight line. It is a winding path. There will be mornings when you feel hopeful and evenings when you feel devastated. There will be weeks when you barely think about them, and moments when a song, a smell, a photograph, or a familiar place suddenly brings everything rushing back. This is normal. Progress is not measured by never feeling pain. Progress is measured by your ability to continue living even when pain visits. You do not have to erase the memories to move forward. You do not have to stop caring overnight. You do not have to become emotionally numb. You simply have to keep taking steps. Small steps count. Getting out of bed counts. Eating a meal counts. Going for a walk counts. Calling a friend counts. Showing up for work counts. Reading a page of a book counts. Drinking water counts. Surviving today counts. Never underestimate the power of small victories during difficult seasons. You will not feel this way forever. You may not believe that right now. In fact, you may be tired of hearing it. But the truth remains unchanged whether you believe it today or not. Human beings have an incredible ability to heal. Not instantly, not perfectly, not without scars. But they heal. The pain you are carrying today is not a permanent address. It is a place you are passing through. Right now, your emotions may be telling you a different story. They may be telling you that nothing will ever feel normal again. They may be telling you that this loss defines your future. They may be telling you that the best chapter of your life is behind you. Pain often speaks with confidence, but pain is not always truthful. There was a time before this heartbreak when you laughed without forcing it. There was a time when you woke up without carrying this particular sadness. There was a time when your life was not centered around this loss. And there will be a time after this heartbreak when joy returns again. You do not have to know exactly when. You only need to keep moving toward it. One of the hardest parts of heartbreak is accepting that something meaningful has changed. We naturally want to reverse the loss. We search for explanations. We revisit memories. We imagine alternative outcomes. What if I had said something different? What if I had tried harder? What if I had been better? These questions can become endless. The human mind often tries to solve heartbreak like a puzzle. It believes that if it can discover the perfect explanation, the pain will disappear. But healing rarely begins with finding the perfect explanation. Healing often begins with acceptance. Acceptance does not mean approval. Acceptance does not mean forgetting. Acceptance does not mean pretending something did not matter. Acceptance means acknowledging reality as it is instead of exhausting yourself fighting reality as it was. A mountain is climbed one step at a time. A heart is healed one day at a time. There is something else I want you to remember. The end of a relationship is not proof that you are unlovable. Many people secretly attach their worth to whether someone chooses them. When a relationship ends, they do not merely think, "This relationship ended." Instead, they think, "I was not enough." Those are not the same statement. One is an event. The other is a judgment. Do not confuse them. A relationship ending does not automatically mean you lacked value. Sometimes two people care about each other and still cannot build a healthy future together. Sometimes timing is wrong. Sometimes needs are different. Sometimes growth takes people in separate directions. Sometimes love alone is not enough to sustain a relationship. The ending of a relationship is not a final verdict on your worth as a human being. Your value existed before this relationship. Your value exists during this heartbreak, and your value will exist long after this chapter is over. You are more than someone's opinion of you. You are more than someone's decision. You are more than someone's ability or inability to stay. Never hand another person complete authority over your self-worth. Your life is bigger than one relationship. Your identity is bigger than one heartbreak. Your future is bigger than one ending. Right now, it may feel difficult to believe that new happiness is possible. Heartbreak has a way of shrinking our vision. When pain is intense, it convinces us that today is all that exists. But consider your own life. Think about challenges you once believed you could never overcome. Think about disappointments that once felt permanent. Think about days you thought would define you forever. Yet here you are. You survived them. You adapted. You continued. The same strength that carried you through those seasons still exists within you now. You may not feel strong. Strength is not always a feeling. Sometimes strength is simply continuing. Sometimes strength is crying and still getting up the next morning. Sometimes strength is admitting that you are hurt. Sometimes strength is asking for help. Sometimes strength is choosing not to send the message. Sometimes strength is choosing yourself. You have survived difficult days before. You can survive these too. Another important truth is that healing does not require you to hate the person who hurt you. Many people think recovery requires turning love into resentment, but that is not always necessary. You can acknowledge that someone mattered to you while also recognizing that they are no longer part of your journey. You can appreciate certain memories without remaining trapped inside them. You can wish someone well while choosing distance. You can move forward without bitterness. Peace is often more powerful than revenge. Growth is often more powerful than proving a point. Your energy is precious. Use it to rebuild yourself rather than to monitor someone else's life. Every minute spent obsessing over their choices is a minute unavailable for your own future. Your future deserves your attention. Your goals deserve your attention. Your dreams deserve your attention. Your healing deserves your attention. And yes, you still have dreams, even if heartbreak temporarily buried them beneath sadness. One day, when the pain is not so loud, you will begin rediscovering parts of yourself that got lost. You will remember hobbies you neglected. You will rediscover interests that once brought you joy. You will reconnect with people who care about you. You will create new memories. You will laugh unexpectedly. You will make plans again. You will feel excitement again. You will become curious about life again. That day may seem distant, but it is coming. Keep moving toward it. Heartbreak also offers something difficult but valuable, an opportunity for self-discovery. When relationships end, many people focus entirely on what they lost. But eventually, another question becomes important. What can I learn from this experience? Not because the pain was desirable, not because suffering is pleasant, but because growth often emerges from experiences we never would have chosen. Perhaps you learned more about your needs. Perhaps you learned more about your boundaries. Perhaps you learned how much you are capable of loving. Perhaps you learned where you compromised too much. Perhaps you learned the importance of communication. Perhaps you learned what kind of relationship you truly want. These lessons may not erase the pain, but they can ensure that the pain serves a purpose. Do not waste your suffering. Transform it into wisdom. Transform it into strength. Transform it into clarity. Transform it into a better future. And please be careful not to idealize the past. Heartbreak often edits memories. It creates highlight reels. It emphasizes the beautiful moments while minimizing the difficult ones. When you miss someone, your mind may replay only the best scenes. But every relationship contains complexity. Every relationship contains imperfections. Every relationship contains challenges. Try to remember the whole picture, not just the parts your loneliness chooses to spotlight. The goal is not to convince yourself that the relationship was terrible. The goal is to see it honestly. Honesty creates freedom. Fantasy creates attachment. Choose honesty. As you continue through this season, remember that healing is not a race. There is no trophy for recovering the fastest. There is no deadline for grief. There is no correct timeline. Some wounds heal quickly. Others take longer. Both are normal. Allow yourself the grace to heal at your own pace. Do not compare your recovery to someone else's. You are living your story, not theirs. And while you are healing, treat yourself with the same compassion you would offer a dear friend. If someone you loved was heartbroken, would you call them weak? Would you criticize them for feeling sad? Would you expect them to recover overnight? Probably not. You would encourage them. Support them. Remind them of their value. Offer patience. Offer kindness. Offer understanding. Give those same gifts to yourself. You deserve them too. There may come moments when loneliness feels overwhelming. In those moments, remember this. Being alone is not the same as being abandoned. Being single is not the same as being incomplete. Your life does not begin when another person arrives. Your life is happening now. This chapter matters. This season matters. You matter. Do not postpone your happiness until another relationship appears. Build a life that feels meaningful on its own. Develop your passions. Strengthen your friendships. Pursue your goals. Explore new experiences. Invest in yourself. The healthiest relationships often emerge when two whole people choose to share their lives, not when two people desperately seek someone to complete them. You are already a complete human being. You are not half of a person. You are not unfinished. You are not waiting for permission to become enough. You are enough now. There is another truth that I hope stays with you long after you finish reading this letter. The love you gave was not wasted. Sometimes people look back at a relationship that ended and think, I wasted years. But genuine love is never wasted. The kindness you showed mattered. The loyalty you offered mattered. The lessons you learned mattered. The growth you experienced mattered. The memories mattered. Even if the relationship did not last forever, it still shaped your life. Not every meaningful experience is meant to be permanent. Some people enter our lives for a season rather than a lifetime. Their presence changes us. Their departure changes us. And eventually we carry the lessons forward. The fact that something ended does not mean it had no value. A beautiful sunset still matters even though it lasts only minutes. A meaningful conversation still matters even though it eventually ends. Temporary things can still be precious. Do not measure value solely by duration. Measure it by impact. And now I want to speak to the part of you that feels afraid. Afraid of trusting again. Afraid of loving again. Afraid of getting hurt again. Those fears are understandable. Pain teaches caution. But do not allow one heartbreak to convince you that love itself is the enemy. The goal is not to build walls so high that nobody can reach you. The goal is to build wisdom. Wisdom protects without imprisoning. Wisdom helps you choose better. Wisdom helps you recognize red flags. Wisdom helps you communicate more clearly. Wisdom helps you maintain healthy boundaries. Do not let heartbreak turn your heart into stone. Let it turn your heart into something stronger and wiser. There is a difference. One day, perhaps sooner than you think, you will notice signs of healing. You will go several hours without thinking about them. Then a day, then a week. You will hear a song that once hurt and realize it no longer has the same power. You will visit places filled with memories and feel peace instead of pain. You will look back and recognize how far you have come. And one day, you may even feel grateful. Not necessarily for the heartbreak itself, but for the person you became because you survived it. You will see your resilience. You will see your growth. You will see your courage. You will see that you continued even when continuing was difficult. That realization will be powerful. Until then, keep going. Keep showing up. Keep believing that better days exist even when you cannot see them clearly. Keep investing in your future. Keep choosing hope. Keep choosing yourself. The chapter that hurt you is not the entire book.
The ending you fear is not the final ending. There are still people you have not met. There are still opportunities you have not discovered. There are still memories you have not created. There are still places you have not seen. There are still dreams waiting for you. There is still love ahead of you, in friendships, in family, in purpose, in personal growth, and perhaps one day, in another relationship. Life is larger than this heartbreak. Your story is larger than this loss. Your future is larger than your current pain. So when the sadness feels heavy, remember, you have survived every difficult day that brought you here. You are stronger than this moment suggests. You are more valuable than your heartbreak implies. You are more capable than your doubts admit. You are worthy of love, respect, peace, and happiness. And despite everything that has happened, your best days have not necessarily passed. Some of them may still be waiting ahead. Keep walking toward them. With faith in your strength, confidence in your ability to heal, and hope for the future that is still unfolding before you. I believe in your ability to rise from this heartbreak and build a life that is meaningful, beautiful, and full of possibilities once again. Sincerely, a friend who wants you to keep going.